how long have we heard the worry that people have about homeschoolers is that they
Right.
don't know how to socialize, right?
Yeah.
But now kids who are in traditional school are the ones who don't know how to socialize because they'll literally be sitting at the bus stop not talking or looking at each other because they have their earbuds in
Yep.
and they are on screen.
But I know there's another whole side to kids exploring, and oftentimes that exploration comes in the digital world. And so we're going to take a little bit of a turn here for these last few minutes. And I know this is something, Greta, that you're really passionate about, is how our world is just increasingly, as parents and as kids, becoming more and more digital. And there's such an impact on our lives of, screen time. And man, I can't stand it. And I talk about it so much is, we go to restaurants or anywhere in public and you see whole families sitting together and they're all on their phones. We recently, my oldest is 16. And so she's, quickly entering into that stage of, obviously noticing boys and stuff. And so she always notices when there is a couple on a date. Like, I mean, she can spot them, as soon as we walk into a restaurant. And oftentimes she'll see both of them sitting on their phones. And she has so many times commented, she's like, if I went on a date and the guy wanted to sit on his phone the whole time, she's like, I would never go out with him again. I mean, if you want to check a quick message, whatever, that's fine. But I mean, they just are consumed with it. Yeah. So talk about this, because I know this is something that you're really passionate about. What is the impact that you're seeing, and how can we pull away from that and help guide our kids away from screens and the impact of this crazy digital world that we live in?
Well, I think that that's one of the reasons that I'm so passionate about getting kids out on adventures and having parents connect with their kids through adventure and having kids connect with other kids through adventure, because they're doing it in a way that's face-to-face, that's relational, instead of doing it over a screen. Because what I am seeing, and you see it on every news report, you see it all over the place, that kids are becoming more and more socially unavailable, which is so ironic, because how long have we heard the worry that people have about homeschoolers is that they don't know how to socialize, right? Yeah. But now kids who are in traditional school are the ones who don't know how to socialize, because they'll literally be sitting at the bus stop not talking or looking at each other because they have their earbuds in and they are on a screen, or they're walking to school and they're not talking. They're looking at a screen, and then they're in school and they're looking on screens, and then they come home and they're on screens. And so I think we have to be so purposeful as parents to give our kids the opportunities to interact in real life ways with one another, with the world, with books, with nature, not through screens. Yeah. Because they need to learn to talk to each other. They need to know how to cultivate real life relationship, because the other part about being engaged with screens and being online is that there's a whole world that's out there that is offering them false connection. The dangers of pornography are real, and they are out there enticing our kids, saying, here's relationship, here's intimacy, here's connection, but it's a lie. Right. That's not real life connection. We have to cultivate the real life relationship with our kids so that when the false one is offered to them, they can spot it and reject it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's hard to do. How do you do that intentionally? I mean, other than, I mean, obviously we're trying to get our kids out, and you've got a book that gives us all kinds of ideas of what to do in place of that. But when we've got kids who are completely addicted to their phones all the time, how do we pull them away from that?
Well, I think, I think for parents, the earlier you start not making screens available all the time, the better it is. So as parents of young kids, you need to cultivate in your home, like, screens are not the go-to. They're the occasional. They're the Sometimes we do this all together. On Friday night, we get to watch a movie together, but that's not where you go to for entertainment or for babysitting. Like, you need to cultivate as much as you can other options.
Right.
And then when you engage in screens, you use them together. You know, even if your kid, like just today, my daughter wanted some references for art. And so together we sat and looked for things.
Yeah.
Not like, oh, sure, just go search on Google by yourself and who knows what will come up. So cultivate it as like, we do this together. We spend time online together, but the majority of time we don't spend online together. And then as your kids get older, you model, like I just did with my daughter, you model using technology in a safe way and in a responsible way. I think we have to really be willing to be different and not like say, oh, when my kid's 10, they get a smartphone, because that's the average age every kid gets a smartphone is 10 years old. Like, instead say, no, we're going to wait. That can happen in the late teen years when you actually really need one, because you have a job and you have to be available via text or something like that, but not just because every 10-year-old gets their own phone.
Yeah. Homeschool Insights is sponsored by CTC Math. If you're looking for a great online math program, visit ctcmath.com and try it for free. For more great homeschool inspiration and resources, listen to the Schoolhouse Rocked podcast every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday.